Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy is a genetic muscle wasting condition that affects about 1 in 3,500 male births.
I was diagnosed with Duchenne when I was 3 years old, so my parents got the diagnosis, but I didn't really know what was going on at that point. I was only 3 years old, so I just gradually learned that, you know, my muscles didn't work quite so well. So.
Because of nighttime ventilation and heart treatments and all the other regimes that are helping the boys to live longer lives, we now have young men who are living into their 20s and 30s and in some instances in their 40s. And so it's really important now that this transition project is happening, because we are saying that we have expectations that these young men are going to be adults, and they have to be prepared to be adults as other disabled young people have always been.
Often the message that you can have a very good quality of life with Duchenne isn't necessarily getting passed down. And I would, from my own experience, I spent 9 years at university, eventually coming out with a PhD.
Young people in Denmark are living into their 40s, where the care is very good, and we need to make sure that we're monitoring people's care as effectively as possible, so that, you know, we can be looking for a really bright future for our young people. A lot of young people with Duchenne are at risk of some learning and behaviour problems, but most of those learning and behaviour problems are specific, so they might have some problems with reading, or they might have some problems with behaviour.
The scale of what's possible is just, well, I mean, I think it's beyond what I've done even. I think it's, you know, it's a huge amount that is actually possible, and I think, you know, it's really important that that message gets passed down to people who are in, you know, in the darkest stages of just being diagnosed.
Since we have boys coming through now who clearly are much healthier than my nephew is at the moment, then they need to be supported to have real outcomes as young adults. So, you know, we need them planning to go into college, we need them thinking about going to university, we need them being considered for apprenticeships, supported internships, real work experience opportunities.
When we set Action Duchenne up in 2001, really a lot of everybody said to us, oh, you know, there'll never be a cure, you'll have to just wait and make the most of your child and go away and enjoy him, because we're never going to find a treatment. And actually over the last 10 years, and I think thanks to the fantastic contribution of Action Duchenne and all the families who've worked with us, we have made a massive difference. We've fundraised, we've campaigned, we've been a really powerful presence.
It's not a death sentence, it's possible to have a good quality of life with Duchenne.
What we're hoping to do in the transition project is really to explode some of the myths and get people thinking with amazing aspirations for the boys. And you know, the higher you think, then the more likelihood is that you'll achieve something.
Since we set up Action Duchenne in 2001, things have changed, you know, unrecognisably as far as the research is concerned. But at the same time, we want to be making sure that we're taking all the right steps to make sure that our young people are enabled to reach their dreams and their aspirations, and to make good career choices and live as independent adults.
It's a bad disorder, but it's not as bad as you actually think it is. You can get on and do what you need to do and have fun and still have purposes in life. It's not about quantity, it's about quality.
Of course I wish that I didn't have Duchenne, but that's also tempered by the fact my life would be very different. And, you know, there's things that I've done that I'm really kind of proud of and glad to have done, which I wouldn't necessarily have done if I didn't have these challenges to overcome to strengthen my character, really.